static resource configuration. What do I mean by static resources? By static resources, we are talking about CSS files and image files and things like that. Okay. So most modern web application frameworks have a way of serving static resources in an optimized fashion. So Spring MVC provides some of those, so you can configure the location of these resource files. So it provides a convenient way to serve static resources from locations other than the web application root, including locations on the class path. You can also specify the cache period so that those resources will be cached according to the cache period, and after that they have to be validated. So here in our, again, we can custom configure by creating web MVC configurer adapter object, and here we can set we get the resource handler registry object, and from the resource handler registry object we can call add resource handler. So any resources being requested on this path, like a resources slash, it should be able to find them in our locations of my resources and my resources 1. Okay, so this is another way that we are hiding the actual locations of your static resources. What user is going to see is slash resources, but internally they are located under these 2 resources. You can certainly have many more. Okay, and you can also call set cache period of 3600 seconds. So these resources will be valid 3.6 seconds, and after that they need to be reevaluated. Okay, so let's do the exercise 5. So let's exercise 5. So when we run the application, so let's run the application and then we are going to see how it works. So we stop the server, right? And then resources and run as Java application. So in our case, we're going to actually access some image files. Okay, and the user is going to access on the resources URL, but they are located in internal directories that are hidden from the user. Okay, all right, so let's go to root 8080. So if I click this guy, I should actually see Duke image. Okay, so here, yeah, so it's receiving Duke image, and URL is actually going to resources directory here. Okay, and that's what the user think it is. The next one is, this is another one. Yeah, so this is another image. Again, it goes to resources and my images and thinking.jpg file. Okay, so here if you take a look at the code, yeah, so this is the configuration we did, right? So here we are, any resources directory access is going to be in fact trying to find these image files under my resources and my resources 1. So let's take a look at that directory. So so we should actually go over here, main web app, and so on the web app we have my resources images Duke, my resources 1. So the first Duke image is actually found on the my resources directory, and the second one is found in my resources 1. Okay, if I change this guy to my resources, let's actually change it to different name, and obviously it's not going to work. So if I say my resources xxx or something like that, then obviously it will not be able to find it, right? So let's actually restart the application and run as, and run Java application, main application. Okay, so now let's actually go over here and refresh the page. And now if I try to access this guy, it will not find it. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's actually from the cache. Yeah, so let me actually try to use the different browser. So here, I'm gonna actually, yes, I want to use the Firefox. Here. Yeah, so it has a 4.4. So now if I change the configuration, so I'm gonna actually go to the configuration main application, and I'm gonna actually use XXX and save the change, and then it should be able to find it. So let's actually try to rerun the application, one as and Java application. Okay, so this time if I try to access it, I can just refresh the page and it should work, and it worked. Okay, so that is basically the resources. Okay, and yeah, so create another resource directory called the my resource 2, my image 2, and configure it. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up the presentation, and then we are gonna actually I'm gonna give you guys time to do exercise 5 and 6 and 7 together.